How you doing, guys? It's your boy Zero here, the creator and host of Zero Hour Radio on Spreaker.com, which you can check out at your own luxury. I decided to make a video today talking about the DualShock 4 and using it as a functional device for an MMO, particularly one SWTOR. Going right into it, going to just open up the DS4 menu. So, very important, when you open the DS4 Windows, you have to open it as an administrator to run efficiently with SWTOR. For those you don't know, it's Star Wars: The Old Republic. Uh, if you don't open it as an administrator, it for some reason won't read. I believe this is specific with this game, but it's a good practice. Now, this game doesn't have any native controller support. And I've played Final Fantasy and Realm Reborn, and because of which I got really comfortable with the controller for an MMO, and I'm retarded with the keyboard. So I plugged in my DualShock 4, and I decided to map out a bunch of keys that would work the best for SWTOR. And I came up with a button mapping that I believe should also work for other games that doesn't have controller support. Using pretty simple mentality. 1 through 8 should represent your face buttons, your D-pad, and your X, square, triangle, circle. As you can see, I have from left to right, the D-pad is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, 7, 8. I kind of reading them left to right on a diagonal. And I have the shoulder buttons representing the toggles, such as Shift, Control, and Alt, which are pretty standard combinations when it comes to hotkeys and key binding. Obviously, for movement, I have the variation is WSAD or WSQ&E. Q and E is in this game strafe, so I have forward, backwards, left, and right strafing. And on the right stick, I have the turning left and right. Now, I don't have up and down representing anything on my right stick because I haven't found a proper function for it yet. I had it as the mouse wheel up and down, but because it can pick up the input of a diagonal, which would be mouse wheel up and right turn, it would cause the screen to kind of spaz out. So I avoided doing that. And what I do have is the right stick is my right click on the mouse is a backup. In some cases, the touchpad, although can function for left click and right click, due to its sensitivity, it has a tendency of dragging, so it doesn't select click with the right. Doesn't select the click with the touchpad, so I have a backup on the right stick. I'm sure I can tweak the sensitivity on the touchpad so that when I push the button, which represents right click, it would function. I just haven't got into it right now. I have no reason to change it. I kind of like the right stick as the backup. I'll show you why, particularly for SWTOR, although other games may have the option of changing that. I have my PlayStation button, my share button, and my start button representing what I felt most convenient in the game. The character screen, the start menu, the escape menu, as well as my inventory. Tab, which typically selects through targets, I actually unbinded in the game and is currently free for me to probably put a skill on. I haven't tried yet. Most importantly, I would say it's pretty standard. I think this is a pretty good layout with the triggers and the face buttons because this is the most versatile. I'll show you how it works because you have to go into SWTOR to adjust the key bindings to make this the most effective because otherwise, well, I'll show you in a second. So I'm just going to go right over to SWTOR. Let's see. Nope, that's not SWTOR. I passed it 36 times. I'm going to pass it. Okay. Opening up SWTOR. Turn the volume back on. Okay, so I'm going to show you the key binding. Obviously, movement was pretty important, so I one thing you'll notice is jump is 7. Why is jump 7? Well, because if you saw on my key bindings, 7 was X. Jump is now X by default. Not having to worry about anything else. Don't have to press an awkward combination of buttons to just jump, right? That would be silly. Most console games, X is jump. Actually, Final Fantasy I think has triangle for jump, but I had no reason not to put X as jump. You can see I didn't change the move forward or move backwards. There is other functions like sheath or sit. I actually put the left click as sit right now, but I kind of want to change that because this game has a skill. Well, if I'll show you really quick. Um, here's I did not. Of course I did not. Well, here is sit. See, this is me sitting down, right? Whoop-de-do. So this is sit, but sit does nothing in this game. Actually, this game has a skill called I'm not going to say it right. Introspection, which is the sit that heals you. So I'm going to put that skill on it. I have it currently hotkeyed right now, but I can free up a hotkey by just putting it as a standard button. I just haven't done it yet. Okay, so going back into the key bindings. I don't like not having sound. It's weird. It's awkward. Enable sound. Apply. Key bindings. Okay. I do, like I said, strafe left to strafe right. These are all standard. I don't have toggle run or any. I mean, like that's personal preference. I don't necessarily feel toggling run or walk is important, considering this game has it as a standard toggle, and you can keep it toggled all the time. So I don't have to untoggle it. This game has a lot of options that I haven't messed with yet. Like, I don't feel the need to put print screen. I guess I could put it on the share button. That would be kind of funny. I don't need to toggle my sound. I can go into the menu if I have to, and again, I can just mouse click. I actually don't even know what toggleability is. Oh, I know what that is. It's the pane. Never mind. It's the interface. Yeah, I don't need that. You know, if I really need to go into it, I can manually click it. You know, it's not that big of a hassle. Really, the idea of the controller is to make like combat more comfortable, to make actually moving around more comfortable. Menu, you know, once you're interacting with the menu, your best bet is, because there's no like D-pad functions to go up and down in the menu, you're gonna have to use a mouse. The good thing is the touchpad works perfectly as a mouse, and I'm actually using the touchpad on the controller right now to select. All I have to do is tap to go through it. Obviously chatting, you're gonna have to use a keyboard, bottom line. The quick part is really the important part here. As you can see, my slots 1 through 8. The first quick bar is 1 through 8 on the shift, see shift 1 through 8. Second is control 1 through 8, and then alt 1 through 8. Now, the character, the companion in this game, you can also set for hotkey function, but I just got my companion, and I don't necessarily know if I need to actively control him yet, because he runs on his own AI, so I'm probably going to wait until I feel like I need to do that. I'm probably going to find a way to squeeze in mouse wheel up and down. However, this game also, the touchpad also allows me to do multi-touch. I can scroll with the touchpad by using 2 fingers, like you would on a smartphone. You can even pinch and zoom on the touchpad, so it's like really naturally powerful. Let's see if we can see on the touch. See, there's pinch zoom. Of course, there's not a lot of space on a touchpad, but in certain aspects, you get pretty. If you use 2 thumbs, actually, it becomes really interesting and really comfortable. It's better than not having it at all, because you can't. Having to take your hand and use a mouse on, say, like the DualShock 4 makes it not really comfortable. But the fact is, I never have to take my hands off this controller. Makes this controller the ideal choice for MMOs. I'm targeting. As I was saying before, putting all your skills with a toggle frees up the 1 through 8 standard skills, your up, down, left, and right on the D-pad, as well as the square, triangle, X, and circle, to do other things more comfortably, such as targeting. I can target previous target and next target by simply pressing left and right on the D-pad, or as you can see here, it's like 3 or 4. I'm probably going to change them around. I know that I'm going to keep nearest enemy as well as next enemy and previous enemy. I don't necessarily care for targeting friends. I'm not a big guy. I'm not a healer, so it doesn't work. Doesn't worry about that. I don't play targeting group members. I think that's mostly for healers. So I recommend playing around with that. I'm sure you'll find a comfortable way of using it. Um, I have no need to target myself. They're all in here. So whatever you find yourself using most is probably what you'll go towards. I think for combatants, it's pretty standard to use at least current target and next target, as well as have the setting um, auto target nearest enemy. So when you activate a skill, it'll smack the guy right in front of you. You don't have to worry about targeting that guy. So otherwise, that works perfectly in my opinion. Um, I think that about covers all of this right now. I know there is a starfighter. There's like a space mode where, but I think it still uses the ASDWs. I haven't actually tested it out yet. Because of when I do, it should work pretty well. I'm probably gonna tweak a couple of things, but it's got a separate key binding, which is good, so you don't have to worry about going back into DS4 Windows to change anything. Um, so this comes down to personal preference at this point. Um, but for the most part, with this layout, you have the best, I personally think, the best approach to mapping out for PC games. I'm very happy with it because I just stink with control with keyboard. Um, so yeah, I hope that was helpful. Guys, please check out my channels. Really check into my radio show. I'm on episode 26 right now. It's doing pretty well. Got a bunch of friends who always join up. I play some good music and I talk video games all day long. Um, Check out my YouTube channel. Kind of weak on the substance side, but it's gonna get better by time. I have a lot of Destiny clips and whatnot, and I do a couple montages. Check that out if you like Destiny or are looking forward to seeing more of my videos. Please like my Facebook page, that helps, and my Twitter page also helps. Follow me. I tweet, I Facebook, I do all them things. Thanks again, guys.